morning. We're coming from Augusta branch in Augusta, Missouri, and we're working on the August block. That's number 7, the Friendship Star. And I just wanted to show you a couple of things about it. It is the simplest block that we do, and I feel a little guilty about that, but I'm not going to change it. We're all going to do it. Friendship blocks were traditionally made by the friends, family of people who were moving out of the area. And so if they were living in Ohio and moving to Missouri, or if they were living in St. Louis and moving to Kansas City or whatever, the women in the community would get together and make one of these blocks. And they called it a friendship block. And traditionally, the maker of the block would write her name, embroider her name across the center of the block. And then when they got to their new home, the recipient, the friend, would sew them all together, and it would have a block of all different fabrics and colors, and each with a name to help them to remember the friends that they had to leave behind. And so I thought that this was very appropriate for Missouri and all of the pioneering that happened in this state. This is a simple 9 patch. You're going to cut out 1 center square. This is my color, but this is the one for my mom, and I'm just going to use this one for her. You're going to cut out 1 4.5-inch block of that, and 4 4.5-inch blocks for the corners. And this white is the corners, so they're going to be here. And you can see that in the finished block. The points are very simple half-square triangles. So you're going to need 5 1/4-inch blocks, 1 of your background fabric, and 1 of a colored fabric or accent fabric here. And you'll put them together. Draw the line from corner to corner, and then sew on each side of that line, half square triangles. And we've already made those in a couple of our other blocks, so you are already familiar with that. When you're finished with it and you cut it in half, so on this one, there's a 45-inch degree right here. You line that up on the stitching line and trim this down. After it's been sewn and cut apart, you trim it down so it's 4.5 inches, so it matches these other 4.5-inch blocks. Or if you've got one of these, you cut it in half, and before you open it up, you laid this on this side, the 4.5-inch line on the stitching line, and then trim away the extra, and you'll have a perfect 4.5-inch block. So both of these kinds of rulers work really well to make this. When you're finished, you just lay all of the pieces out, boom, 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 and sew them together in rows and in strips. Rows, columns, rows, sew it all together. And then you're finished. If you want to put your name in the middle, feel free to do that. I did not assign a specific font for that. It's completely up to you. It would probably be easiest if you just write your name on the block and then go over it with some stitching, so that you can actually get your handwriting on the block, however you want it to look. And that's it. That's how simple it is. There are minor things you could do to change it up. You could leave this the same color as your points and just have a 2-colored block. We've already had some people demonstrating on Facebook how they finished this, and one of them had also made the corners in a half-square triangle, and that just kind of added an accent color on each of the corners. That was interesting. But however you want to do it, you're welcome to try anything. This is such a simple platform to work with and make whatever you want. And that is it for August. If you have any questions, please contact Leslie or I, where our email is at the bottom of the instructions, and join our Facebook group. We love to see what everybody is making. Thanks.